You know, there's a massive shift happening in the sports world. I mean, a really big one. It's going to fundamentally change how every single team, from the global giants down to your local club, connects with its fans. So let's break down exactly what's going on.
So let me ask you a question. If you're involved with a sports organization, does this feel familiar? You pour tons of hours, a big chunk of your budget, into making amazing content for social media, but the engagement just isn't there. It feels flat, right? So what's actually going wrong?
Okay, what if I told you the entire problem, the reason it all feels like you're shouting into the void, comes down to this one single brutal number: 10%. That's it. On average, only 10% of your own followers will ever see one of your posts organically. You do all that hard work to build an audience, and then some black box algorithm you have zero control over just decides who you get to talk to. It's a fundamentally broken model.
So how do we fix this? Well, here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk through this problem of building on rented land. Then, we'll get into the solution, this idea of digital sovereignty. We'll look at what a stadium in the cloud means for the fans, how it can unlock brand new revenue, how it can empower even the smallest grassroots clubs, and finally, how it creates your most valuable digital asset.
All right, let's dive into the core problem. The source material uses this brilliant metaphor. For the last decade or so, sports clubs have been building on rented land. Think about it. You're basically a tenant on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or X. They're the landlords, and you're subject to their rules, their algorithms, and their priorities, not yours.
And wow, being a tenant comes at a really high cost. These mysterious algorithms you can't understand are strangling your reach, and all that priceless data about your fans, who they are, what they actually care about, it isn't yours. Nope, it belongs to the platform. Your options to make money are super limited. And worst of all, you're stuck in this endless cycle of paying to boost posts just to talk to the audience you already built. It's madness.
But here's the good news. A huge shift is happening. The smartest organizations are moving from being tenants to becoming the landlords. This is the big move, from just renting followers to truly owning your community. It's a move toward what the source calls digital sovereignty.
So what is digital sovereignty really? Well, it's the strategic choice to build your own digital home, a platform where you control the experience, you own the fan data, you manage every bit of the communication, and you direct all the revenue. It's about taking back control. It's that simple.
And look, this slide just lays it all out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old world of rented audiences, where you're just at the mercy of algorithms and big tech. But on the right, you have the world of an owned community. We're talking direct communication, full data ownership, a focused experience for your fans, and powerful direct monetization. It is a night and day difference. Okay, now for the really exciting part. Let's look at how this creates a way better world for the most important people, the fans. The source material calls this a stadium in the cloud. And the goal is to make your digital home feel just as tribal, just as electric as your physical stadium on match day.
Just imagine this experience for a fan. A feed with zero noise, only 100% relevant club content, nothing else. You get the ability to create these super specific groups, right? So the tactics nerds can go deep on formations without bothering the parents from the youth academy. And you can add gamification, where fans earn club coins for engaging, which they can then trade for amazing rewards, like meeting a player. You're not just posting content, you're building a true digital home.
And here's the thing. This control doesn't just make fans happier, it completely revolutionizes your business model. When you own the platform, you cut out the middleman. You unlock direct ways to make money that were just impossible before.
A perfect example of this is creating tiered digital memberships. You could have a free tier with the basics, right? Then a supporter tier with exclusive stuff like player AMAs, Ask Me Anything sessions. And then, for the superfans, an insider tier that could give them access to training live streams or even voting rights on next season's kit design. This creates powerful, recurring revenue streams out of thin air.
And it doesn't stop there. You can build your team's store right into the app. Imagine a seamless see it, buy it experience for merchandise. A player scores a hat trick and boom, a signed jersey is right there in the feed. You can also offer sponsors this premium targeted placement inside your world, a super high-value space that's completely free from ad blockers and all the other noise on the internet.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds great for the big pro leagues. But what's so cool about this is how it can be a total lifeline for smaller, volunteer-run grassroots clubs. For them, it's not just about making money. It's about organization and, frankly, survival.
This kind of tech solves their biggest headaches. I mean, imagine replacing dozens of chaotic, confusing WhatsApp groups with one central hub for all communication. a single source of truth, a place to easily organize and reward volunteers. And get this, a secure private area where coaches can share and review clips of youth players, building a digital portfolio for the club's future stars. It is an absolute game changer.
And this is so important, especially for any group dealing with kids. It provides a walled garden. This is a safe, private, secure digital space. It means parents can share photos and celebrate their kids' big moments at a weekend tournament without ever having to worry about the massive data privacy risks that come with the big social media platforms.
So, let's bring this all together. When you build an owned community, you're not just creating a new way to talk to people. You are building a valuable digital asset. And you're paving the way for what the source material calls a Web 4 future, which is all about moving beyond the hype and focusing on real user utility and control.
This Web 4 vision is really about putting the user first. It's a future where your fans have way more privacy and control over their own data. And for member-owned clubs, this can become the central hub for governance, allowing for secure digital voting that makes it so much easier for members to actually participate in big club decisions.
And you know, the best part is that this isn't some far-off dream. The roadmap to get there is actually pretty clear. Step 1. You migrate your most dedicated fans first. Give them exclusive offers and content to make them feel special in the new space. Step 2. You consolidate everything. Tickets, merch, logins, bring it all together into one seamless experience. And finally, Step 3. You expand. You bring in sponsors and local businesses to create a thriving little economy, all centered around your club.
The source material wraps up with a statement that just gets right to the heart of this entire shift, and it's really worth taking a second to let this sink in. The most valuable asset a sports organization will possess is not its stadium or its star player, but its digital community. That right there, that's the future. And that brings us to the final, critical question that you should be asking yourself. In this new digital world, is your club going to be a landlord in full control of its own destiny? Or is it going to stay a tenant, forever building its future on someone else's land?